Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor and immense pleasure of introducing Dr. Ashok Khemka. This introduction will be longish. Please do bear with me because Dr. Khemka is not an ordinary person, and yet very little is known about him other than the infamous Robert Vadra episode. The first thing that strikes you about Dr. Khemka is that he could have chosen just about any career path he wanted to and would have been immensely successful. Had he chosen a corporate life, he must have been a multimillionaire by now, given his brilliant academic record. He's a BTech in computer science from IIT Kharagpur, a PhD in computer science from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. He also has an MBA in finance and an MA in economics. While researching him, I picked up a couple of interesting points. It appears that as a student of class 4 in St. Xavier's School in Kolkata, he had memorized every chapter of the English textbook, The Radiant Reader, to teach himself English. Also in class 10, he once burst into tears because he had scored 99% behind another student who had scored 100% in a mathematics test. Dr. Khemka chose to join the IAS to serve the people. As a member of the Haryana cadre, he has been through dozens of departments, including fisheries, housing, AIDS control, finance, planning, land administration, rural development, supplies and disposal, social justice and empowerment, etc. He's also served as a managing director of Haryana's public sector units in warehousing, seeds and electronics. And in every place, he has unearthed a scam and earned a charge sheet and an investigation. Well, given the breadth of his experience and because of frequent transfers, he's probably best qualified to be the head of that state. This committed, unknown officer suddenly became a household name. In October 2012, when as head of Land Consolidation Department, he simply cancelled a sweetheart deal between DLF, the real estate giant, and Skylight Hospitality, owned by Robert Vadra, Sonia Gandhi's son-in-law. Dr. Khemka had been in this job for less than 3 months. If you remember, Vadra got this land transferred to him in February 2008 for 7.5 crore, and within a few months, flipped it to DLF for 58 crore, a 700% gain within a few months. Indeed, a son-in-law like no other. Vadra was acting as a middleman in the true sense. He had not even paid for the land. He had only produced a check, and that to an overdraft, and the land was transferred to his company. The seller of the land had not even encashed the check. It was a sham transaction. Vadra then sold this land to DLF. In effect, he paid for his purchase after he sold the land which he did not own. Subsequent investigations revealed that the land belonged to people close to the Congress and the CM. Dr. Khemka cancelled this deal. The Congress government of Bhupinder Hooda reacted in the two ways such governments usually react. One, by shunting Dr. Khemka out, and two, by serving him a charge sheet for having caused damage to the reputation of Robert Vadra and that of DLF, and also for illegally cancelling a land deal. Dr. Khemka had been in the land department for just 5 months. He packed his bags and headed for his new job. But this is normal for him. This was possibly his 41st or 42nd transfer. Perhaps Dr. Khemka himself would find it hard to remember how many times he had been transferred given the speed which the government packs him off. In 2012 alone, he was shifted thrice. In one job, as the MD of Haryana Electronics Corporation in May 2012, he was moved out within 8 weeks after he started asking tough questions. From the land department, he took charge of as the MD of Haryana Seeds Development Corporation, a lower level assignment, a job held by someone 12 years junior to him. Never mind the humiliation. Within months, Dr. Khemka got active, exposing a multi-crore fungicide purchase scam involving the multinational buyer. The fungicides was bought at a higher rate without a tendering process and then sold to farmers on subsidy. A Bhiwani-based NGO had filed a PIL in High Court alleging the same irregularities and demanding a CBI probe. The case was coming up for hearing. The government transferred Dr. Khemka in a hurry so that he could not testify in that case. He registered a complaint about the scam with the CBI, but the government rejected it, saying that he was not competent to do so. At Haryana Seeds, he exposed a second scam involving officials of NAFED for selling seeds at inflated prices, which allowed some people to pocket the seed subsidy meant for farmers. Both these scams were exposed in his short 5-month stint. Not surprisingly, he was transferred again, but this time in a really humiliating manner. Firstly, he was banished to the archives department, working out of a small room without facilities and manpower. Second, he was replaced by B.S. Dugal, an undersecretary 5 ranks below him. Third, Dugal came to his office at 3:30 p.m. on a Thursday and told him to vacate the office without a transfer order. Dr. Khemka suggested that he wait for the order, but the chief secretary's office asked him to download the order from the internet and move out. The transfer order was delivered 4 hours later at his residence. Dr. Khemka later said that this kind of humiliation would be very damaging to the morale of upright public servants. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I request all of you to stand up right now and show Dr. Khemka that he has the backing and the support of people instead. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for that wonderful gesture of support. But this is the life of an honest officer in a dishonest political setup. First, the transfers. In some posts, Dr. Khemka lasted for only 4 or 5 days. Only in 4 posts did his tenure extend to 1 year. There is an established rule in Haryana that you cannot normally transfer someone in 2 years, but this is very easily violated. Then, people like him are not just removed, but subjected to false charges, investigation, suspension, and worse. In the Vadra case, the government says he's guilty of administrative misconduct and that he violated the rules by discussing the controversy in the media and criticizing the government policy. Dr. Khemka is anticipating 10 more charge sheets along with 10 private complaints. But his disarming question is, what should he have done when he saw a scam or a sham deal? Indeed, he asks, should I have just ignored Mr. Vadra's land deal? Is it that only poor people will be probed? All this is a matter of terrible shame for us as citizens. The least we can do is support people like him in whichever way we can and find a way to stop this harassment. After all, as I feel, party goons can go to any extent. There is another very important reason we must support Dr. Khemka. The land deal, which got him nationwide recognition, involved Robert Vadra. So we all tend to assume that it was the Congress government which went after him. Now here is a dose of reality. The same Dr. Khemka was a blue-eyed boy of Congress. Yes, when Congress was in the opposition, he had strongly opposed the acquisition of land worth crores in Gurgaon district for a private builder for a paltry sum, and the Congress was very happy with him. The Congress was also very happy with him when, as a director of secondary education, he stopped the mid-session transfer of hundreds of teachers, even though the CM Om Prakash Chautala had personally issued the transfer notes. He was promptly shunted out to an inconsequential post without an official vehicle and office. He started walking to his office every day. As he said, after all, public transport is not all that good in Chandigarh. The Congress, then in opposition, clapped from the sidelines. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Khemka has worked with 4 chief ministers, Bhajan Lal, Bansi Lal, Chautala, and Bhupinder Singh Hooda. He has had run-ins with all of them. As long as he does his job, he will be the target of politicians, no matter which party is in power. And this is why people like him need the support of the citizens. It is a matter of some consolation that he has been recognized for his outstanding work over the last 2 decades. Apart from the nationwide recognition he has received, Dr. Khemka has been chosen for the S.R. Jindal Prize in 2011 as a crusader against corruption, along with Sanjay Chaturvedi, another upright officer in Haryana. He's also received the Manjunath Shanmugam Trust Commendation on Public Works in 2009. I'm going to end this introduction by touching upon an easy advice that people offer him lately. Join a political party, especially now that we have so-called new generation parties which promise clean politics. Well, we at Moneylife Foundation tend to disagree with this and agree with him. We know that an upright, honest man focused on upholding the rule of law, which is really the crux of the issue, will cause discomfort of every kind to politicians, even those who are flying high these days on anti-corruption platform. Which is why we agree with Dr. Khemka when he says, I will continue to do my duty. This is not whistleblowing. This is about doing your duty. Everyone, including the CM, is under the rule of law. He also says, I am not a quitter. I am part of the system, and I will stay in it, and I'm proud of it. I don't get scared by any of this, but there is a lot of mental stress. We need more people like him to rebuild India's steel frame, which is our administrative service. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please do give a big hand to a man who is fighting for us every single day just by doing his job.